It was a cold February night in 1978. Five friends, Ted Wire, Jack Madruga, Jack Hewitt, Bill Sterling, and Gary Mathias, had just left a college basketball game and climbed into their turquoise and white 1969 Mercury. They were laughing, joking, unaware that this night would become a nightmare they could never escape. They were ordinary young men, eager to return home, but fate had something terrifying waiting for them in the snowy Northern California mountains. The drive should have been simple, about 50 miles back to Yuba City, but as soon as they left Chico, the streets grew empty and the temperature plummeted. Snow swirled across the valley roads, sticking to the headlights. The deeper they drove into the forested mountains, the heavier the snow became. Shadows stretched across the windshield. Dark shapes among the trees seemed to move as if watching them. The friends laughed nervously, thinking it was just their imagination, but a cold, uneasy silence hung over the valley. Suddenly, the car engine sputtered and died on an icy trail. The wind howled through the trees like whispers, carrying a sense of unseen eyes tracking their every move. Stepping into the snow, their boots crunched, echoing unnaturally in the dense forest. Fog rolled in from the surrounding peaks, wrapping the men in a cold, damp haze. Each step forward felt heavier, as if the forest itself was resisting their movement. They spotted a small Forest Service trailer in the distance, a faint glow coming from inside. Hoping for shelter, they trudged through the deep snow. Inside, stacked supplies of blankets, food, and wood promised safety, but the shadows cast by the flickering dim light seemed alive. Frost formed along the windows, and subtle movements in the corners made them jump. Whispers seemed to float in the air. "You are not leaving. You are ours now." One of the men pressed his hand against a frosted window, and the condensation seemed to shift. Shapes formed, handprints, distorted fingers, and slowly moving eyes staring at them from the ice. Panic rose as they realized that the forest outside, and perhaps inside, was not just cold, but watching, waiting, and patient. Every distant sound of wind or falling snow became a threat, every shadow a potential danger. Days passed. Eventually, searchers found their Mercury abandoned, stuck in the snow, keys gone, but with snacks and maps still inside. No footprints led away from the car except their own, vanishing into the fog as if swallowed by the wilderness. Months later, when the snow finally melted, the bodies of four of the men were discovered in separate locations miles apart. Exposure, starvation, and freezing temperatures had claimed them, but no physical wounds explained the terror they must have endured. Ted Wire's body was found inside the trailer, curled as if trying to shield himself from some unseen predator. The fifth man, Gary Mathias, was never found. His disappearance added an extra layer of horror to the story. Locals claim that on stormy nights, faint whispers and footsteps can still be heard in the same mountains. The forest seems alive, a silent witness to a night when five ordinary friends wandered into an unimaginable nightmare, one that combined the merciless cold, the isolation, and the unknowable terror of being lost in the wilderness. This is not a legend. This is the real story of the Yuba County Five, a winter horror rooted in real life, where the forest itself became the villain, and the simple drive home turned into a